Yes guys, how are we? Reasons to be cheerful? It's Friday. Right, so first job of the day is a full service on this Peugeot Expert, which I then, as I turned up, they said to me, oh, by the way, the engine management light's on. So we plugged it in and found that AdBlue level is low, so we'll get that topped up. And also in the back you've got a PATS fluid, which is located down by the passenger side rear wheel. So take that out, we'll use a little refill kit and put some new PATS fluid in there. And whilst also, while I've got it running up, doing my usual thing. So we got the engine flush in there, so we're running that up, and just down in there, it's a bit difficult for you to see, but I can tell you that both tensioners are bouncing all over the place, and the bearings sound a little bit ropey in them tensioners. So we're going to get both tensioners replaced, and we're also going to get a new belt put on there as well. This van's done quite a lot of miles for a 71 plate van. It's done like nearly 120,000 miles, so it's had a hard life, bless it. So we're gonna breathe some life back into it. So we got the fuel filter, we got an oil filter, we have an air filter. No, we have a pollen filter, we have an air filter, and we have the oil. So this oil is fantastic oil. It's actually bottled by Valvoline, so that oil is shit hot. I mean, I highly rate Valvoline and their products, and the fact that Napa are now having their oil bottled by Valvoline, it just, yeah, I'm just going to continue to using that. But yeah, so let's get into this one. What else have I just been dropped here? This is for another vehicle later on. We got a Golf R that we've got to go and do a DSG oil service and an oil and filter service as well. So yeah, we'll have a little rundown on that. But for now, I'm just gonna plug away at this one, get this service underway. And yeah, we'll have another little look at when I'm doing the tensioner and that, see what's what with that. And you know, I might only need one tensioner. Once I take it off, we'll see which roller's noisy. I've got a sneaky suspicion it looks more like the upper one than the lower one. So either way, we'll get into it, we'll get it sorted, and we'll have this van back on the road in no time at all. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Right, and guys, right, so I've got the tensioner and that off. I'm going to replace both tensioners because I'm not overly happy with either of them, to be honest. Let me see if I can flip the camera and try and hold it and show you at the same time. So it's got so much bounce, and there's nothing there, no resistance whatsoever. So that was the one that was bouncing anyway, and this one, well, I mean, the bearings seem okay, but again, that it's just in its slacked off position. It's very, very sloppy in comparison to the new ones, which I've fitted before and I've tested these, that you don't have any of that slack. So oh, my camera. So we're gonna get both of those back in there. So you got one that sits in there and the other one sits right up there. So we're gonna get that finished, and then over to this Disco Sport. We're going to do some warranty safe servicing on this. So we've got genuine pollen filter, genuine oil filter, already fitted, and genuine oil, and they will have a VAT receipt as well, VAT invoice, and that will have everything warranty safe. So if they do need to go back for anything, they can prove that it's had genuine parts fitted, because I'll put all the part numbers on there, and it's actually my mum's car anyway, so she'll be given, she can keep the invoice for the parts as well, seeing as she went and got them, just to keep everything all above board and legit. Always makes life easier when you've got a car that's in warranty. You don't want to avoid that, especially on a Land Rover, because as we all know, they are problem children. You know, people love them, but I don't care what anyone says. If you keep one of these bloody things out of warranty, you need your head testing, because they are going to cost you money, and they're probably going to bring you to tears at some point. So let me get in and finish this one, and then we'll go up to the back of the vehicle, and we'll do this fuel filter, because the fuel filter's under the back on these, and also the PATS fluid as well, which is this nasty stuff. Get the old PATS fluid in there, and we'll reset all that, reset all the adaptions, and clear the codes down, and fingers crossed we won't have to put a tank in it. But you know, it's brought the engine management light on, and the fault is saying that the PATS fluid level is low. So it's not saying that there's a fault with a pump or anything like that. It's literally just saying the fluid level's low. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get all that sorted, and that light will disappear and it won't come back on. And yeah. So guys, right, just wanted to show you the PATS. So this is a PATS fluid tank, and you have a little kit, a filling kit, which is this little nozzle here that then goes onto here like that. Now then you just turn the bottle upside down and basically squeeze the PATS fluid into the tank. Should be all right. It should be about 1 litre. So we'll get all that in there and then bolt that back in, and I'll show you in a second where it bolts back in as well. I'll show you in reverse order. Horrible stuff this is. It stinks as well. God knows what it is, but it really is not nice. Right, make sure we get as much of that in there as possible. There we go. So when you put this back together, so this is actually part of the tank. So that goes back on there, and then this is your pump in there, electrical connector there. So that'll be going back up. Let me see if I can get in a position, get the camera in there. Might be able to see what's going on there. Right, so put the electrical plug back on there. Make sure you clip everything back in. Get one little clip there. That goes back in there. And then you got another one on top. Always make sure you clip everything back in. Otherwise, you'll end up running the risk of broken wires. And then this pipe here goes on there, and then we'll bolt him back up. Sorry if I offended any of you non-binary people by calling it a him, But yeah, it's definitely a him. Looks like a him. It's definitely not female because it behaved itself. It done as it was told. It didn't cause me any problems. There we go. Right, that's in. That's in. Just go around, make sure everything's all doubly clipped in. And that's the little shit shield back on it as well. And then we'll carry out the resets. And I'm not sure, but you might be a function on there to prime the system, but I'm not sure. I'll have to have a look. Right, that's that done. Happy days. Right, I'm gonna get this fuel filter done because that's a tricky little son of a bitch as well. So the fuel filter actually sits up there in that tank there. So I'll get that swapped over, and yeah. Right then, guys. So yes, we have a success with the additive tank on this van. Just wanted to run you through the process of how we got this, because initially, so filled it up, put it all back in, cleared the codes, code wouldn't go. So what we had to do was, let me get into it for you so you can see. I don't know if you can see it very well, but I will try my best. Right, so as you can see there was no codes. Let's go back into it, back into trouble codes, and you can still see there no codes, and it's running. So again, like I say, success. But in order to do that and get that fault to go, we have to go into special function, into service action, and into work on the emissions control circuit, and additive tank filling. So follow the procedure to do that. So basically all it does, you go into that, and it will give you it will tell you turn the ignition off, and it will give you a countdown of 5 minutes. This one, sometimes it does it once, sometimes it does it twice. This one decided it wanted to do it twice, and then obviously the fault had disappeared because it had that's what you have to do. So that basically primes the lines from where it's been empty, and just basically reinitializes the system, gets it all working again. So that is exactly what we've done. Everything's all working. Just to double check again. Oh, hold on. Let's go back out of there. Fat fingers again. And still no codes, and that's been running all this time, me doing this video. Right, so that vehicle's done, success, happy days. On to the next one. So at the moment we are doing this oil service on here. Now so I done a Jag F-Pace the other day, and this came out like, well, it didn't look like that. It looked like Bart Simpson. Had a massive head on it, all basically iron filings, so it had an imminent engine failure, which is quite common on this Ingenium engine, which is why I said to my mum, if she is going to have a Land Rover, don't keep it out of warranty, because they're fucking awful cars. Ingenium engine, rubbish. Yeah, don't keep them out of warranty, not unless you're in for a world of pain. So we'll get that sump plug back in there, because that's finished draining. So I'll get that sorted, And yeah, that's quite nice though. At least a manufacturer's actually thought, I know, let's put an inspection hole on the under tray. So instead of having to take the whole fucking thing down. So yeah, well done Land Rover. At least you thought about something, let alone the build quality of your engine. But hey ho, a flap to make it life easier servicing it makes all the difference. Right, over and out, and I'll see you. I think the next one we've got is a Cambelt on a little Saab Ibiza, so we'll take you on a journey for that one. See you in a bit, guys. So we are in with a little Saab Ibiza. We've got a Cambelt to do. So looking at as well, looking at this Cambelt, I would say just in the nick of time, because that belt is looking rather worn. So is that one. So yeah, got nice gates kit to go in there. Cambelt and water pump. Always do the water pump. So that's the timing tool to pin the cams, and then just mark up with whatever you've got to mark it with. On the bottom, mark the crankshaft up, and away you go. Right, so I'm gonna start getting into it, and let's see if I can get this angled right so you can see what's going on. Try and angle it as best I can, but like I say, I am not that great. I'm trying my best. Right then guys, as you can see there, that belt is absolutely shagged, so I'm just waiting for a belt to come out. That was starting to leak as well by the looks of that, and the belt was on borrowed time, so just got to wait for that belt to turn up. I'm going to throw that belt on, throw it back together, and then all is well, and then we're on to the next one, which is what is that? Right, so next we have got a Golf R for a oil service and a DSG service. So yeah, we'll see you on the next one with that, and yeah, hope everyone's having a good Friday. All right then, you lovely lot. So on to the next one. We got the Golf R. So on this we're doing a DSG oil and filter service, and we're also doing an engine oil and microfilter service. So I'm at the point where I've changed the DSG oil filter for a Febby filter, and so when you're doing these, so you got the sump plug, which is that bit. This is your sump plug, and then you got the level tube, which is that thing there. So that goes back up into there once all the oil's drained out of it. Then you fit the special filling tool. Then you put 5.5 litres in. Then you run it up to, I think, if I remember rightly, I'll have to double check it before I get into it, but I'm sure it's between 38 to 45 degrees on the gearbox oil, and then you take the tool off and let that find its level, and then just when it starts dribbling, then put your sump plug back in. Whilst I was having a quick look around it, topping up the fluids and whatever, now these VAG things have got I don't know why they put this in there. It's a little silica bag. They put that in the coolant bottle. Wankers. As you can see here, that one was split only just by the looks of it, because it's still full. So caught that just in a nick of time. Throw that out, throw that in the bin, and then we won't have any problems with that. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on and get on with this. And yeah, what a lovely car. I do like this colour as well. It is a lovely colour, and got some nice carbon fibre mirror covers. It's got a nice intake on it as well. Really nice intake. And if I remember rightly, he's got some uprated coil packs. Yeah, he's got APR coil packs in there as well. The plugs and that they were all changed not that long ago, because he got a misfire on it, so we changed them not that long ago. So it's literally, like I say, it just needs oil and micro and a DSG service. So yeah, I'm going to get into this. I don't want to be working too late, so I'm not going to video this all the way through. Just wanted to show you an insight of what I'm doing day to day. Yeah, I've still got, after this one, I've still got front and rear brakes to do, and a rocker cover gasket on a Hyundai Tucson. So give a little look at that, and that'll be my last one of the day. So have a good one, and see you in a bit. Yes, guys. Right. Just a quick one, just to finish off the day. Right, so as I was saying, I've got a rocker cover gasket to do on this little Hyundai Tucson, and we've got some front and rear brake pads to bang in there. So doesn't look like it's going to be too bad of a job. Let's have a little look what we got. Right, so yeah, we got a few bits to take off here, so probably gonna have to take this out, take the coil packs out. Looks like high pressure fuel pump will have to come out. A few other little wiring looms and that to move out of the way, and then we'll get access to replace that rocker cover because it's leaking all down the back edge here. So we'll get this done. I do apologise, I'm actually quite tired, so I think I massively just cocked that video up, because I think I was just like throwing the thing around and not actually paying attention to what I'm doing. But yeah, so you get the gist of it anyway. And the brakes are squealing like hell on here, so the pads are getting low, and yeah, I mean, it's not too much of a lip on the discs look okay, so we'll get them replaced, and I'll see you next week for more antics on a mobile mechanic's life and the shit that we have to deal with. So have a good one, guys. Catch you later.